1 hour, but it's not about me. It's about all of us. Most important part when we look at the family business, unless you understand the challenges, visualize the challenges, visualize the opportunities, and visualize what it takes to get to where you want to go. My entire life is filled with gratitude. First and foremost, last year when India to the Conclave, I and we met, we were having lunch together, we were meeting of hearts, we were meeting of minds. In July last year, I was asked to be keynote speaker at a business summit. How many of you had a chance to be there last year? Show of hands. Okay. We distributed my study book. We interviewed 5,000 families one-on-one over a period of 5 years. 1,000 families each year for 5 years. All of the findings that you're going to see between today and tomorrow are real-life experiences, not any other picked up. I did my chemical engineering from University of Bombay, did my MBA from Dalal University of Bombay. I was the youngest CEO in India at the age of 29 for Best Foods. All of you in Kerala love glucovita, Rex Jelly, Rex Sears. At 29, 32 years ago, I was the CEO. We have doubled our revenue and turnover. I ran it like a family business and I ran it like a family. And that's the reason why those 260 people in the organization made me look fantastic, because they doubled the revenue, doubled the turnover, and doubled the market share in 3 years' time. Same team, no different team, same people. The reason why I'm setting this stage is because all of you have that enormous capacity to think differently. So my first gratitude goes to Kurian and Maria. The second is Bijoy. Where are you? All of you met Bijoy, Preeta, and several other team members who greeted you. When you go out before you part for lunch during the break, make sure you reach out to them and thank them, because every experience that you're seeing, if it was not for their sweat, you wouldn't have done it. Third one is Dr. Parimal. He and I have connected virtually 3 times, but we feel we know each other for generations. How does that happen? Align values, align interest for common good. When you need that, you don't have to be related to each other. You are connected to each other. Lastly, my grandparents, my parents, and my children, my wife. I'm going to share with you, how many of you have a picture of your grandfather at home? Show of hands. He taught me very simply at the age of 3, 58 years ago. I'm 61 now. Unless you make a selfless act of kindness every single day, selfless act of kindness every single day, you do not have my permission to go to bed. Last 58 years, not one day has gone by where God did not present me the opportunity. I didn't look for that. I'm eternally grateful for Him and making me who I have become. My dad and my mom. He passed away 25 years ago, and he was the head of our household. I'm the 4th generation in the family business. The product and services have changed, model has changed, but unity, harmony, collaborativeness. I take care of 145 members of my family. I travel to India 4 times a year. 22 of these 145 happens to be over age 80. So when you talk about younger generation, youngest generation, senior generation, keep them together, it's an honor, it's a privilege, and being in a family business, mentoring is a selfless servant leadership God presents you. So before you leave this room tomorrow, you're going to be not only educated but empowered with how you could if you have not done so. 85. When I entered the financial services industry, I was brand new to America. No consumer knowledge, no finance knowledge as far as the retail services, tax planning, nothing. He took me in his fold without knowing me and said, son, if you want to be the best, are you ready to go through? He was a basketball coach. Remember, all coaches in the sports team are very tough. I'm where I am today, where we have become 7th generation value creators, not service providers. We take care of 100 families all over the world. Our typical family is $50 million, our wealthiest family is $5 billion net worth. I haven't found them, they have found us. And this is an honor and privilege. If it was not Eddie Finance vision and faith in me, if it was not our relentless pursuit for the excellence, we wouldn't be where we are today. We are serving in 100 families, 61 diverse industries. So every family has its own unique journey. This is my family. This was my 25th anniversary party picture. Got married in 1985, this was taken 8 years ago. And the reason why this is so critical, because my son was my first anniversary gift. We never celebrated our anniversary. And if he is the gift, you could see smile on my wife's face. That has not yet gone down. Because the important part is when we cherish what we are blessed with. He is with me for the last 5 years. University of Michigan graduate, Brooklyn Law School graduate, worked in investment banking, corporate law, and then he made the decision after he met 26 families in our anniversary. That was a surprise. I had no idea what they taught. Dad, can I join your business? And I said, there's only one condition. At home, you are my son. In the office, you will be one of the team members. Are you able to detach your emotional part and bring only your professional part to the office? 18 members of my advisory board will interview independently. If unanimously they all say 6 months, you are worthy, we will permanently have you. 2 of our team members will have to be accepting you based on what you do. Complete transparency. At the end of 6 months, all 18 and 2 came and said yes. And none of these 18 people knew each other. So this is all completely conflict-free. How many of you have this level of transparency to create a roadmap? He's been with me for 5 years. He's named as my successor. The reason why I'm here today is because he's taken over 70% of our responsibilities. He's 32, but he's carrying the burden the same way as I carried the responsibility several weeks ago. So coming to the global reality, I have to share about my life cycle. As I told you, I was the youngest CEO, highest paid corporate executive, district governor of Rotary, and Freemasonic Lodge Master. When you go through this and teaching executive MBA, how many of you would love to be humble enough to start from ground zero again? From being at the very top and you're starting as a startup company again, in a different country altogether, with no venture capitalists to back you, with no financial savings to help you, and with a family of 4, with 1-year-old and 6-month-old. So my lesson, first lesson, is my great-grandfather was here and he came from a small village in Gujarat, came to Bombay, he became the wealthiest Gujarati in Bombay back in 1915. And over a period of time, 1966, my grandfather and his younger brother, who was the High Court Chief Justice at that time, died in span of 5 days. In span of 8 years, everything went down the drain. This is real family business. When in 1988, it started again with me, I saw it as an honor to relive my great-grandfather's life. And today, at the end of 32 years, I'm blessed to say that we are right here and we have continued with our son and he's going to extend the curve because we have governance in place, we have transparency in place, we have accountability in place at a level. So if we don't have it, the reason why majority of the people are not able to go through the continuation of the growth curve and go down the hill is there are several countries. This is not the only country. Now, Parimal Bhai said beautifully that in the Western world, they need to learn from us. Western world is still in the teenage world, 200 years old country in the United States. India has a complete democracy of over 5,000 years. China has over 2,000 years. So when you talk about it, journey is no different. When you see China 2,000 years ago, it always said wealth never survives regeneration. In Spain, 1500, first generation is a trader, second is a gentleman, third is a beggar. In England, 1350, the very country that took us over, say clocks to clocks in 3 generations. United States, 1800, from shirt sleeves to shirt sleeves in 3 generations. And in Brazil, from stables to the stars to the stables in 3 generations. So all over the world, families are the same. Ethnicity don't matter. This is the real reason why family businesses don't last beyond 3 generations. Most family business owners work in the business. They are the starters. They have their sweat. They go through the struggle. They make it successful. And with permission of Maria, may I use Dhanam as an example? As to how you started from being a journalist and come this far? You're okay? So when you talk about it, in this case, when you talk about managing a business versus leading a business, he has grown the business. Vijay has come in the business. Several of you have met Vijay. Very promising young man. If we were to look at the entire lot of undercurrents, lot of issues that are beyond Maria and Korean's control, the growth did not happen consistently, persistently in a state. Bravery-wise, his vision was second to none because in a state that does not have a business-friendly climate, to build a knowledge, investors' education issue, it required a lot of vision and courage to do so. But at the same token, the reason why you did not reach 1 million publications, you stopped at 100,000, is because there are several factors that led to dilution of their productivity. So when we talk about the root problems, 60% in our survey of 5,000 people, 60% of this is an account of breakdown in family communication and trust. Whether it is done at the first generation, whether it is done at the second generation, or whether it is done at the third generation. When the daughter-in-law comes, son-in-law comes, issues, when the communication stops, people begin to start opinions. People start to make comments. People start to think differently. So what we have seen, the second thing is only 25%, had unprepared heads. That means entitlement-driven, younger, second generation, third generation. Dr. Chandy told me yesterday at the dinner that he remembers 14 generations of his family. How many of you know beyond 4 generations of your family? Show of hands. How many of you know? Okay, Dr. George. What's your name, sir? Oh. So, 3 out of 100 people remember beyond 4 generations. I remember 9 generations. The reason why this is so important is it's not financial literacy that we need to prepare. What I'm going to go through is going to help you understand. So, domino effect of communication breakdown. Lack of open communication, what does it lead to? Lack of clarity amongst the generation 1 and generation 2. More confusion. The reason why India is fantastic is because of 3 types of chaos. Organized chaos, structured chaos, and purpose-driven chaos. This morning, how many of you were stuck in traffic? Show of hands. Several of you, right? So, it was not purpose-driven chaos. It was organized chaos. But still, you made here. Why? Because of our determination. People have understood all over India, it's okay when the metro work is going on in Bombay. If you show up 30 minutes late, no one kills you, no one scolds you, because they all are going through the same experience. But still, in the structured chaos, families have thrived, businesses have thrived, businesses have grown. Confusion and chaotic mindset among the multiple generations. How many of you have seen this experience? Show of hands. You've seen in your friends' family, you have seen in businesses, you have seen in your customers and the customers' families. This is very common. When there is lack of clarity, there is a confusion and there is a chaos, which ultimately translates to cynicism, lack of confidence from founder to the son. Now, when this happens, it's a landmine. The reason why I'm saying it the way it is, is my father promised his father, my grandfather, no matter what happens, he will not let his dignity be sacrificed. We lost every penny. My father was a millionaire by the time he was 21. When he was 35, my grandfather passed away. He lost every penny that was gathered between 35 and 42. We struggled, and I have, at the age of 11, made tutoring, sold the soaps, but his cousins were so cynical and everything that we talk about will do everything to destroy him. When you talk about cynicism, it's self-destructive. Lack of comfort to work with each other and to work for each other. This is where, when initially my son Sagar joined, what did I do to prevent this? I handed him over because I mentor these 18 advisory boards children. I'm on the board of several of these companies, and these are very successful family businesses. So they mentor, they evaluate. So I took that landmine away from myself, and that's why we have 5 years of sustainability and now several more years of growth. That's possible. But if it doesn't happen, father will let go of son. There were moments where he didn't live up to certain things, and I gave him 2. Strike 1, strike 2. And I said, if this is strike 3, I will respectfully let you go. You can do what you want. How many of you have such tough standards to hold your children accountable who are in the family business? So, when we talk about the trust ratio, this is something which I'm going to give as a first gift. Please take out your note or card. What I'm going to share with you is going to transform how you live your daily business life. Anyone that has worked with you for more than 5 years, whether it's your children or your most valuable team member, evaluate his or her credibility and score. Now, at the same token, have them score your credibility. It's transparent, reliability. How reliable you are. When you say something, are you able to follow through? When you talk something, are you able to deliver? When they say something, are they able to? Third one is intimacy. How many of their family members, their issues, their concerns, their dreams that you are aware of? And how much of your pain points they are aware of? Synergy. Most of the people usually have a blame game. I'm very good at one thing, I will only focus on that thing. Where if you create a synergy, you don't have to be good at everything. But if you work with people who are good at that one thing, and collectively, if 8 people work together with 8 fantastic qualities, it creates a wonderful thing. So that gives us, and divided by greed, all of us do not want to work with people who are self-serving. All of you agree? Yes or no? Whether they are children, son-in-law, daughter-in-law, or even our business partners. But when we talk about the greed on a 10 point, so we had this real-life example where the first generation gave it for the second generation. Son has done a fabulous job in credibility for business, reliability by 6, intimacy by 6, synergy by 5. So he got, and the greed is 5 because he said, Dad, you need to make me director, you need to give me 10% interest, you need to do this, you need to do this, right? So Dad gave him 5 out of 10. All of this is out of 10. So he got a trust ratio. So I asked son, I said, can you please, independently of your dad, tell me exactly as to when you see your father contributing? He adores his father, credibility and reliability wise. His father is a gold standard in the industry they are. Phenomenal delivery. But when it came down to the intimacy, A, he's scared of his father, B, he hates his father because his father is stiff. It's not two-way open communication. So what's his intimacy level? 4. What's his teamwork level, synergy level? 4. Divided by saying 5. What's his trust ratio? 5. So even though he gave highest laurels in respect to what his father has delivered, has he been able to do? So we've done this for every one of our client family. At the end of each first interview we say, please evaluate us. And 9 out of 10 families have given us 9, 9, 9, 9 divided by 3. So what's the trust ratio? 36 divided by 3? 12. If you have 5, with a shareholder and you have 12 with the other, who will you promote to become the successor to the company? This is the first wake-up call for every family to find out exactly where they are. Because unless they know where they are, how would you do the progress in the relationship? So, impact of the lower trust ratio for the founder of the business, they cannot let go of the control. How many of you feel that way in the family business? Don't be shy. They cannot trust the second generation. How many of you feel that way? And they're always unhappy because they always want their son to surpass, daughter to surpass what they have done. On the second generation side, what's the dilemma that they have? The confidence goes down when the father is unhappy. The communication goes down. The comfort goes down. That leads to collaborative effort, working as part of one common good and common growth of the thing that goes down. What happens there? Commitment to lead and grow goes down. That this person is coming to the business because he has to come to the business, not because he wants to come to the business. How many of you would love to have this element? Show of hands. You don't want children at this level, you want children at the highest level of commitment level. How many of you want that, if given the choice? So when you talk about formula for creation of sustainable outcome, the challenges that the family has is majority of the senior generations. How many of you over age 60? Don't be shy. How many of you between 50 and 60? So between 50 and 60, lead with heart. They are not WhatsApp generation. They are not text generation. And how many of you are under 35? Show of hands. Wow. So those are the people are going to come in the front. Because when we talk about understanding, WhatsApp way of communicating versus heart-to-heart communicating, it's a very different thing. That gives clarity. Because once they understand what makes you happy, and when was the last time that a son or a daughter spent time with dad and said, tell me something, what do I need to do? Not demanding, but suggesting and asking. That will make us compassionately contribute, are clear about what matters. Once they become clear, the courage of making unequivocal commitment for a long term evolves. There was a person on a New Year's Day, Diwali Day, Parimal. He came to see me from Iowa, spent the entire New Year's Day with me because on Bhai's Day he was going to sue his father. $350 million net worth family. Another family in Mumbai, third family in Surat and Barbari. Similar situations. Auspicious occasion, they say no because we are at a pain point. They were so courageous that they were going to take their parents or the elderly to the court because of lack of clarity and lack of comfort. Once we created and diffused, they have now committed, and in 3 years' time, their revenues have doubled. Same people, but different mindset. So in communication, led to the comfort led to collaboration and working with each other. And when they worked each other, they coexisted. It didn't matter whether somebody is 35-year-old, another 60-year-old, they were part of one shareholder to the same common good. If you are responsible for 50 people in your organization or 300 employees of your organization, remember these 300 families depend upon your leadership. And if you know why that coexistence is important, the confidence of the employees in our organization and our in giving more responsibility to the employees will go through the roof. So in this case, what I have found that when you deal with the real life stories and the real life journey, I am humble enough to share with everyone what I don't know. But I am also clear enough to let everybody know that we have collaborative community, conscious community, clearly driven friends and well-wishers, because I am impacting community for the last 45 years. From the time I was 15 years old, I have been in the public service. That was one of the mandates that my grandfather had given. So whether I was number one in University of Chemical Engineering or in Bajaj Institute, didn't matter. I had to give. That's why I was Rotary's president and then governor at 29. It's not easy. In USA for the last 32 years, I have served over 17 organizations. My son is co-chair of 5 at 32. Because what goes around comes around. Business is growing, what goes around comes around. When you walk the walk, when you talk the talk, it results into very different. So what are the challenges that the family businesses face? Majority of them are afraid to fail. Majority of them are afraid to confront the reality for the first and the second generation. Majority of them are able, not really comfortable, sitting down with the generation and addressing the issue, learning from each other, sharing with each other in presence of an independent person. And this independent person is not an advisor, is not a coach, not a consultant. This is person that is the most trusted relationship. So we have been given privilege and honor to do this for over 160 families. Only 100 we have transformed, 60s are still in works. So the important part is my guru, Pramukh Swami, who's BAPS's head, who passed away 2 years ago, he said that what he's doing in saffron clothing, I have to do it in the white clothing, transform one family at a time, save one generation at a time. My father gave me that mandate when he passed away, becoming a patriarch at the age of 35. All of this is divine intervention. So all of you, please don't think that these challenges can be your challenges. As Parimal Bhai says, opportunity is enormous. Only thing is if you get clear about what's preventing you from getting there. What dangers are preventing you from getting to where you want. Even though you are dreamers and you see the opportunities, if you don't really do something about keeping everybody together, all of you who are married, remember your spouse is not your spouse, they are your life partner. You are able to focus only because they are able to. If they give you a challenging time, I'm guaranteeing your business will not grow. If they are in harmony with what's a bigger good, your business will always grow. Your children will become phenomenal, harmonious collaborators. And this is where, if you are experiencing the families around you, reach out. If you are blessed to be part of the family that's harmonious, be the game changer, be the change agent for this. So I would like all of you to now take out the card that you have. And yeah, so that I want to take out the card. The last 45 minutes that I spoke, just write down one thing that appealed to you that you can apply. Write down question that you have about how to get there. So first one is appeal to you that you want to. Second is, if you don't know how to get there, write down the question about how to get there. And third, there are volunteers on the side who will collect your cards and bring it to me. And while they are doing it, some of you who are interested in taking initiatives, please stand up and ask your questions, and I'll be very happy to answer the questions pertaining to the first segment. The second segment is going to show in the afternoon what strategies we put in place that will help you keep the family together and businesses grow.